Hey y'all, Brainy Baker here, and today we're going to bake up some honey whole wheat bread and chew on an ethnographic research method called multivocal video ethnography. To start out the day, you're going to need some warm water, some yeast, honey, white flour, wheat flour, butter, and salt. First, we're going to combine the yeast with 1 cup water and 1/4 cup honey. So we're going to let this yeast mixture start to settle for about 5 minutes probably, and then when it's bubbling, we're going to keep going. As you can see, the yeast has started foaming, so now it's time to add some white flour. Today we're going to add 1½ cups because I want to make a smaller batch. Although people think baking is pretty precise, it actually depends a lot on the weather and the dryness in the room, and so you can be a little bit more freeform with your measurements than you might imagine. So there's the flour, and I'm also going to add the butter, and we're also going to throw in the salt. So Joseph Tobin did 2 projects using multivocal video ethnography. They're called Preschool in 3 Cultures and Preschool in 3 Cultures Revisited. So the first time he went out and met with teachers at 3 preschools, one in the US in Hawaii, one in Yunnan province, China, and the last one was in Japan. So they filmed the classroom for a day in each of those schools, and then they edited the film to about 20 minutes. And they went around and shared those 20-minute films with teachers from that school and also from schools in the US and China and Japan. And finally, with some experts outside of schools. And they collected those perspectives to better understand the preschools and how those perceptions are driven by the expectations of a person's own culture. So for example, the reactions of US teachers were very different from the reactions of Japanese teachers when they were watching the Chinese preschool. Then, in Preschool in 3 Cultures Revisited, they returned to those schools and did the same thing, and they also added 1 school in each country that was kind of like a model school for those countries. And so they went through the same process where they shared both videos, and they also shared the old videos from the first book so that they could track change over time. And it was really interesting to see how teachers responded, and especially how teachers responded to things that have changed between the 2 videos over time. I feel like this would be a really cool method for lots of different types of ethnographic research, where you can capture people's reactions more easily and not through direct interviews by showing them a video as a stimulus for conversation. Right now I'm adding the whole wheat flour little by little so that we can add as much as the dough can take. When the dough is not sticky anymore, that's about the maximum amount of flour that we're going to add. And then we'll begin kneading. So multivocal video ethnography is called multivocal video ethnography because it collects lots of different voices in response to 1 video. And those voices produce the ethnography. I especially like this because it uses technology and it reduces inhibitions, which some people have when they're just sitting down for a regular interview. Alright, here we are at the kneading station. My goal in kneading this is to not have any of it stick to my hands. If it's sticky, then it's not ready yet. So this dough is still a little bit too sticky to knead. I'm going to add some more whole wheat flour. I actually haven't really been measuring it because I know that it's very much weather dependent. And today might be totally different from next time, so keep your whole wheat flour ratio flexible. So anyway, if you don't know, ethnography is usually based on interviews and observations. It's often interpreted by the researcher themselves, but by doing this multivocal video ethnography, a lot more interpretation is left to the actual subjects of the research. So instead of watching a behavior in the classroom and assuming that it has a certain meaning, the researchers find out that meaning from the people who were in the classroom, and also they find out what the meaning of that behavior is in other cultures. And these interpretations open up the windows to understanding preschool culture in these three places. If you are interested in this technique, it would be great to check out Tobin's books, Preschool in Three Cultures and Preschool in Three Cultures Revisited. And they both have videos that can be found in a library, or perhaps they can be found online. And I'll be sure to write these things all at the bottom of the video. So to punch down a dough, I usually actually just dump it out of the bowl. Yeah, it came out. And I knead it a few times, get it nice and soft again. And then I'm gonna plunk it right into my pan and let it rise for another hour.